Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, and my friends, wouldn't you know it, we got a patch for Mortal Kombat 11. It's been quite a while since anything has happened in Mortal Kombat 11, so it's very welcome to say the least. Now, fair warning, it's not a very big patch, but it is indeed a balance patch. All the changes here are about character balance, and Shao Kahn definitely the big winner of the patch. I don't really need to do a winners and losers this time around because winner is Shao Kahn, and I guess a little bit Robocop as well, and loser kinda most everyone else. If you would like a list of the full patch notes, please check the video description as I'll have a link for it there. And with that said, we'll just go in the order that the patch notes are. So let's start with Sheeva. So for Sheeva, first thing to note here, and this is the case for quite a few characters, is there is health adjustments. So Sheeva is no longer a 1000 health character, she is now a 950 health character. So she has 50 less health than she used to before, so it's an overall nerf, although it's not a really big one, but basically she'll die in a hit or two less than she did before. Now I know the big one you're wondering about, what about drag and drop? What about the stomp? Well, the stomp has been nerfed a little bit. The direct quote here is they have narrowed the hit region for drag and drop, meaning basically it has a more slender hitbox. It doesn't hit as wide as it used to. Meaning in practice, it is so much easier to walk around it or get around it. You're going to be clipped by it way less than you used to be before. Now, you know, not to say it's never going to hit you, but it's certainly not the terrible threat it was before. It is a lot easier to walk out of or just do various moves out of than the previous incarnation of the move. Now, if you're looking to delay the move, so, you know, you could like do it raw or like you could do variable delay, the delay is now fixed. It is only one time for the delay, because before it could be like any number of frames depending on how long you want to delay it for, and just made it all the trickier. There's now only one fixed delay timing, so that's it, that's all. So either you get the base version or you get the delayed version, and that's it. So it's a lot less tricky in that regard. Also, if the drag and drop the stomp whiffs, it'll now have 30 more recovery frames on whiff, or if it manages to hit someone's armor. So if you were the kind of Sheeva player that only stomped, you're not in for a good time. But you know what? If you're the kind of Sheeva player that only stomped, you're probably the most hated player in the game, you know? So a lot of people don't like the Sheeva stomp, so it's definitely been curtailed a fair bit. That said, though, don't sleep on it, because if you try to sleep on it, you're still gonna get stomped. Okay, here we go. Joker nerfs. This is it. He's been ruining the game for so long. He's been a terror for so long. This is definitely going to be a giant laundry list of changes. It's time. Oh, wait. Never mind. So Joker now has 950 health, down from 1000, so 50 less health. That's it. That's all. Everything else about Joker, well, it's still Joker. What about Cetrion? Oh my god, Cetrion, another character dominating the game for so long, right? Well, Cetrion also now has 950 health, so 50 less health than before. Not the biggest deal, but less health is less health. She'll die a little bit quicker. And also, one of the big changes here is Deadly Winds. Oh my god, very strong move. What's the change? When you block or flawless block Deadly Winds, and Deadly Winds EX as well, you take a little bit less chip damage. That's about it. Now, to be fair, considering, you know, the nature of the move, the big pushback, you know, the fact that Cetrion would love you to block it all day long anyways, you know, having reduced chip is not nothing. It's not a cool, fun, sexy change, but it is mildly significant. Robocop. So Robocop, he got now a health buff, unlike some other people getting in nerfs. So he used to have 1050 health, so just slightly above average, and now he's definitely above average, as he has 1100 health. So he's definitely in the very high health category, to make up for the fact Robocop is somewhat less than amazing, I guess. Also, Robocop's special string here, 121, now has 2 more active frames, so that helps just in general, and also 5 less recovery frames on block, meaning that the move is just much more safe than it used to be. So it's just a humble -5 now. You're good to go. Decent hit confirm string. So Rambo, first up here, pretty big change. This definitely helps here. So the string here, Ford 1-2, this guy right here, is the one that is the meterless launcher string at the end. So the first part here, or rather the second hit of it, has 3 less recovery frames on block, meaning it is now -7 on block. So before, it was a bit rough sometimes, right? Like, it led to a lot of stuff, but it wasn't the best. And now, just less recovery frames on block, making it safe, that works out fine, right? Because you don't want to be in that situation where you just get punished. And the final hit of back 224, the drop kick here, now, as stated, has more pushback on block and 5 more block stun frames, making it -1 on block. The forward 1-2 being the biggest change because it used to be -10 on block, right? So the fact you could already do so many things to poke into so many of the holes in this offense here, at least it's safe on block. It's a pretty big deal. I just want to hammer that home. Now let's talk Shao Kahn, because of all the patches, he's definitely the one who's basically the undisputed winner because of one really massive change. And no, it's not forward 3-4. We'll talk about forward 3-4, but it ain't that. The big change is to the hammer lunge. That's this guy here, where he just clonks you on the head, right? And of course you have the close version and the far version as well. So the big thing is this. Now, there's a little bit of a typo, I think, because they didn't mention everything. But hammer lunge now has less pushback on block and 10 less recovery frames on block and miss, but also 10 less recovery frames on hit. Meaning basically whole new combos are possible. So I can go into hammer lunge, into back 3. Oh, hey, there we go. And of course, you might remember, say, stand 1-4, right? Stand 1-4 goes into close hammer lunge. It's a natural combo. And that works great in, say, the corner, where before you could do stuff like this, and obviously now this is going to be deprecated here, but like, oh, cool, neat little corner combo off 1-4, which is, you know, safe on block string. Stand 1's one of his better normals, all that kind of stuff, right? Now, but now you don't need to worry about that because we get all these sort of combos mid-screen, let alone the corner stuff. So now I can do something like this here, back 3, shoulder charge, go forward, up spear, something like that, right? Almost 35%. That's basic, right? And this is like one of your go-to normals off of jail anyways, or just as a poke, because his stand 1 outranges the majority of the cast stand 1s. So all of a sudden, it just makes your basic hit confirm a lot stronger, especially off this string now, which is much more useful. The good thing here is it's good meterless damage. Like, forget everything else, right? That's 21% right there. You don't have to burn bar. His meterless damage is god-awful, frankly, before this. So that's a huge change. Also, against characters that don't have as slender as the hitbox as D'Vorah, because D'Vorah's a weird case, you can get even more. That's 28% meterless. Now that's getting real. That is getting all the way real. Before, like, good meterless damage was like this, 11%, right? So that is a massive increase. So for general combo ability, meterless damage, this is a massive, huge buff. And just for general utility, it's also a giant buff. And for the corner, we're probably going to have whole new, way more optimal routes. %36% meterless in the corner? Man, sounds good to me. Also, now Shao Kahn, the hammer lunge, always been safe, right? The amplify here now has way more pushback on block and is also +1 on block. So the move is just wildly better all around. Now let's talk forward 3-4, perhaps the most beleaguered string in Mortal Kombat 11 history. So as written in the patch notes here, forward 3-4 has 3 less recovery frames and can now be 2-on-1 cancelled when flawless blocked. So before, when this move was flawless blocked, specifically the second hit, because there was a massive flawless blockable gap in there, and there still is, just FYI, you were dead to rights. There was no way out, because you couldn't do anything. You were just stuck. You couldn't special cancel, and now you can. Now, it's still not very safe. It's still perhaps inadvisable, right? But it's no longer the guaranteed punish that it once was. So if someone stands up and just starts smashing buttons in your face, well, at the very least, you have this as an option, or maybe you can go for like a hammer lunge or something, just to try to check the incoming button. Maybe you'll still get killed, but it's better than the guaranteed death that you faced before. But other than that, the move's still the move. It still has all the problems. There's still lots of gaps here. There's still all those problems that existed. 4-3 is still not safe on block. Like, the second hit is still not safe on block. Neither part is safe on block, right? On top, all you get to do now is just maybe die a little less on flawless block. But it is still a risky move to use at best, and they could have got a lot more goodwill of just this right here. -7 on block, go for there, but whatever. At least we got something else. The ground shatter move, that's this guy here where he stamps on the ground, and the EX have changed a bit. So the base regular move here has 4 less recovery frames and more pushback on block. Now the big thing here is this, so if you do like whatever launch combo, doesn't really matter, you want to go for the restand, it is now plus 11 frames of advantage for you versus the old plus 7 it used to be. So that is pretty handy, I guess. So if you are looking for specific setups, it is better in that regard. The amplified version also has way more pushback and is a mid now, so no more shenanigans there. So overall, just mostly on the back of the hammer lunge changes, Shao Kahn is eating good this patch. Now, it's certainly not everything I would have done. If you follow this channel at all, you know me and Shao Kahn have a very complicated history. And if I was in charge, this video would be 2 hours long, because that's as much as I would give this guy. But still, in the end, yeah, it is buffs. And that is about the long and short of it. Once again, check the video description if you want to see the patch notes in full. It is not a big patch, but at least it's something, which is better than the whole lot of nothing we've been getting for like the last 6 or so months. Now, there's a lot of news going around. You may have seen some certain things I've discussed on the channel. Is this the last ever Mortal Kombat 11 patch? It might be. That kind of sucks if it's true. Maybe that's something we'll discuss in the future, because if it is the last ever MK11 patch, there's a lot more that needs to be done. Like, oh my god, this is barely scratching the surface, but it's better than nothing. That's about the best I can say. Better than nothing, so I am at least grateful we got this. That all said, my friends, that's the end of the video. Please post in the comments below. Let me know what you think of some of the changes you've seen. And other than that, that's it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Mortal Kombat.